Dani, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Cytegic. We founded in 2012. We already have an office here in the US and in Israel, most of the R&D and the cyber expert team. We already finalized a couple of seed rounds, up to $7 million from private angels and private investors. And we are pretty much known as the cybersecurity management solution, which is interesting to even understand what I'm trying to say with those few words, but I'll try to explain in more details. So first, the major challenge these days, and we all know that there are so many cybersecurity solutions. There are so many bright people coming out either from the industry, either from the army, and trying to develop this amazing algorithm, which most of them are relevant and good. And the challenge is, okay, how do I know where to invest? How do I know what kind of defenses do I need right now? So basically the answer, and this is mostly coming from my background as the one who established the Information Warfare Department in the Israeli Air Force more than 20 years ago, is by intelligence. So imagine the organization is like a big balloon, and you could identify the needles are coming all over, and we could tell you in a matter of months or weeks where you need to put your hand in order to defend this big balloon from those needles. And not only where to put your hand, but how to create the relevant defenses that you need to implement or to better implement. That's the major challenge. And what we're doing is we've developed a cybersecurity platform that helps you to get better decisions, to manipulate the data that is relevant to you and the threat landscape, and to correlate that in semi-real time. The process of the process that the system covers as a product is taking external threat coming from different public vendors or private vendors like CICC, as Avi explained before. We are taking data from internally feeds coming from all around organizations, covering more than 50 families of controls, firewall, antiviruses. Some of them are hard controls, some of them are soft controls. We are aggregating them together and doing some processing and analyzing, creating a very dynamic dashboard in order to better understand where we need to put our money, where we need to get the resources allocation in order to be proactively protected. We are mitigating cyber risks. We are helping organizations to save some money, whether covering some insurance policies or even by reallocating their defenses, focusing on the relevant side of the attackers and attack methods. And we are helping a lot to reduce the effort in order to create the language, the common language in the organization. Because as some of the people says here, they were dealing with executives who don't really understand what do we need to do. Even if you are a major enterprise like JP Morgan Chase, where quote that we've spent more than $250 million in 2013, and we've got 1,000 people only on cybersecurity, but we've been still hacked. I'm not going to tell you they're going to spend more than $641 million in 2016. So that covers some of their ideas there. You could see some of our customers and relationships that we are dealing with. Either we are helping them to be proactively protected with some of the counties and state-owned organizations here in the US just before the election was a major issues here. We are working with some of our partners like EY, going after their customers' base and a few others. Our uniqueness is on one, we are end-to-end solution, which means we are covering external feed, internal feeds, and correlating them together. And we are also transferring the cyber economic or the impact, the financial impact from cyber risks. That's it.
What methodology do you use to actually assess the risk? Because I assume that each organization will have a different approach to that. So what do you offer from the methodology perspective?
Perfect. So, for more than 10 years, I've been the CEO and a partner for PricewaterhouseCoopers in Israel, managing a team of more than 70 people dealing with cyber risk.
Speak the same language then?
Exactly. And I was the CICC president for many years in Israel, CICC is an organization that deals with cybersecurity and audit and IT. So I'm pretty much familiar with many of the methodologies around. But the whole idea, and you're absolutely right, is that each organization has its own language. Some of them are using Sans 20, some of them are using NIST, some of them are using ISO, and they would like to do that as their own approach. So we are giving them the platform with good practice, and they could pretty much build it up to their own needs. And even if we are working with JP Morgan Chase as an example, they have a huge team of people, experts. Let's try to teach them about how to manage their risks. It's a last deal. But if we are giving them the platform to do that, and they could change some of the parameters, the algorithms, the calculation, that's the whole idea behind it. But the fact that they have a platform, the fact that they have a dashboard that they could manipulate and create whatever they need to do based on real data, that's the change, that's the game change that we could see right now.
So,
Jack.
So is that more? Yeah. Hello? Okay, is that where your IP is? Because interfacing with all these feeds doesn't sound like rocket science to me. On the other hand, it also sounds like a big headache because you have to maintain and keep updated with their products and their revs and all that. So two questions. Is that where the IP is, and how do you deal with that constant cat and mouse game?
So, two issues. One, absolutely right. We are not there to create the ecosystem or the feeds. We are just going to aggregate them, and our secret sauce is by the correlation. Because right up until now, there's so many vendors on the intelligence. There are so many vendors within the organization trying to collect data and to analyze that. But up until now, nobody correlated that together in order to pinpoint the red parts or the weakest link in the chain. So this is where our most IP is, and we are backed up with a couple of patents already approved. So I think that, yes, you're absolutely right. And the market will do all the rest. The interfaces, the connectors, everything is working by itself, whether by our partners or by the solution providers themselves that would like to give us the data. So this is how it works these days.
so my question was, what's actionable out of that? And maybe very simply, just give us an example of a customer that did something after they read your report.
Yeah, sure. I can share a couple of examples, but I'll focus on one. And this is something that is very relevant to the US market these days. 2 months ago, we published a very interesting intelligence report that it looks very simple. There are elections in the US. There are specific attackers and attack methods that are coming at you. And we, based on some of our partners, analyze a very interesting pattern of behavior of an attacker. So we published 2 months ago that Chinese and Russian are going to deal with what they're doing. They're going to use a lot of DDoS attack and a few others which I could share with you later on. And they're going to focus on either state-owned government and some media companies to begin with. And that happens, 10 days ago. And some of our customers were using this report in order to focus on what kind of controls they need to better implement based on that pattern of behavior that we mentioned. Thank you. Thank you very much.